together, Shift superstars. And you are a superstar if you've made it to this video. Let's hone in on a couple of embedded realities and that which we have been learning and enacting. Basically, we have come to realize through our work, implicitly, something that I'll now make explicit. There is a gene myth, not blue gene, but Gene. It is a widespread cultural thought that says it's all in the genes, an idea that is totally deterministic, assuming our DNA acts like a puppeteer, controlling us as by strings. Instead, we have much control over our genes. They don't automatically control us. This science-based power of our mind to change the brain is called epigenetics. Epigenetics is a growing area of scientific research showing how environmental influences affect the expression of their genes. It's a fascinating field of study that shows us just because we are genetically programmed a certain way, that does not mean our body will choose to run that genetic program. The environments we are exposed to and the lives we lead determine gene expression, which in turn determines who we become physically and emotionally. This means the idea that genes are set in stone has been disproven, essentially. It's no longer the nature or nurture debate. It's nearly always both. So epigenetic markers in our brain may predispose us to smoke, drink, have anxiety, eat too much, or be negative. But our choices can alter the expression of genes. Just because you have a predisposition to depression does not mean you will end up with it. For some of you with family members who have particular difficulties, this is hopeful news for you. So tie this new learning with the realities we have previously discussed, in particular that we are directly responsible for what we choose to think about and dwell on, and we can begin to see how significant the power we have for determining much about who we become is. Some bottom line takeaways here that I want to tie into this discussion from our epigenetic encouragement. Recall 1, you always have a choice. 2, no one can make you feel something. 3, a victim mentality is life-draining. 4, change takes place over time through continual persistence. 5, repetition breeds retention. These things remind us that it is thoughts which collectively form your attitude, and it is your attitude and not your DNA that determines the quality of much of your life. Our learning today is that genes are switched on or off in a positive or negative direction based upon your choices and subsequent reactions. It is wild to think that something intangible like a belief can take on physical existence as change in our cells, isn't it? But it's true. That's why shift is so important and powerful. Keep working that same neural pathway by your thought choice, and you will be living in that new thought before you know it. Just keep at the shift. That's your part in how change happens. See it and say it. Hear it. Ink it. Write it down. Feel it. Visualize it. Think it. Just yesterday, I was reminded of the verse he gave me for soul healing, and I feel it apropos for where we are here in shift. 1 Thessalonians 5:24. The one who calls you is faithful, and he will do it. Keep going, friends. The God faithful to the genetic code he gave you is with you and working, and he will do it.